Hey there, so I wanted to demonstrate what I call an infinity fold. It's kind of a figure 8 shape. It was used for a recent edition called The Kindness of Strangers. So this has a series of those panels, and they are all pamphlet stitched together, and it creates a kind of a really nice fluid thing that folds easily either way. So I'll show you how I do it. So I'm going to start with some Reeves Heavyweight. It was just some scraps that I happen to have left over, and the main fold is the first one. You want to kind of find the center of the page, and then I just want to make sure that this first fold is at a perfect 90-degree angle. And I found that to do that, just using a T-square kind of helped out a lot. Okay, so I end up with a long side and a short side. So I'm going to take the long side and just match it up. Everything is going to match to that first fold now. And then I'm going to just continue around. So I flipped it over, and I'm just forming that square. And it's easy for this to drift down a little bit, so I hold on to it, try to get that as flush as possible. And at that point, you can just take that edge and trim it right before right before that fold. Okay, and now I'm just going to take the remaining strip and just continue to follow that line around. Then I'm at the bottom, so I'm going to go back up. And when I do this last fold, I have to kind of get this one out of the way. And this, strangely enough, ended up pretty close to where I wanted to be. You probably have to trim this, and I'm actually going to trim that a little bit because I don't want it to be too close that it gets bound up. So, okay. Then we're going to take the whole thing, open it up. I'm going to start, you have a square end and a beveled end. I'm going to hold this with the angled end pointing at my left foot. And I am going to go behind, behind, behind. And then I'm going to tuck that in. Then I'm going to go forward, 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 and tuck that behind also, okay? And it should all go together pretty well. Then I can just flip it over, take that little tail, and tuck it right in there, okay? And what I did, because the resulting piece has a little bit of air in there. It's a little bit floppy, and I actually tucked a little bit of Fusion 4000 inside, and after I sewed the pages together and ironed those so that they were just nice and flush. So anyway, there that is. If you have any questions, send me an email.